Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We are going to talk about positive thinking in context of external environment which affect pleasantness. Last time we discussed the internal environments which affect pleasantness. Today we will discuss the external environments. First of all is do not turn against yourself. Do not become your own enemy. Regulate your appetites. Keep your body protected. Purify it from outside and inside. When we discussed, you see, the inner realities, we talked about the inside um, pleasantness, and that was at the cellular level. But naturally, whatever comes inside comes from outside, so we have to manage it first of all. And for that, we must guard the ears, the eyes, and the heart. The ears must listen to those things which are pleasant. The ears must listen to those pieces of advice which are useful. Sometimes you may come across certain things which you do not find good, in the sense that they disturb you when you listen to those. So you have to avoid those, but sometimes it becomes unavoidable. So we'll be discussing that also. Similarly, but there is some element of consciousness present in a person. You must not let your eyes feast on things which are not permitted, and you must not become bad at heart. You must remain the nobility of your heart. Be mindful of the food that you consume. Now, you see, if you eat very less, you may go very weak. But if you eat suitably, the food will activate you in a positive way. But then do not become a glutton. Then maintain a body posture which helps you to energize yourself. And then there is another thing which you must remember, that you have to be in your elements. When we say that one has to be in his elements, this means that there should be a balance in your elements. Now, basically, elements are four in number. Now, avoid gluttony, first of all. And then the elements which are four in number, they are air, water, fire, and earth. But we will discuss these separately. I have one other lecture which I appended, and that was about the contemplation, meditation, or Marakba, and the Lataif part. That I'll also cover, but I'm going gradually, because we have to build it up before we come on to that final element of meditation and Marakba. But first of all, the perspectives should be clear. I do remember, I have not forgotten that I have to talk to you about the Lataif, the chakras, etc. And that is it. Anyway, be in your elements means you should be able to balance these four things. Nowadays, in the world, the fiery element is most active. People are short tempered, people lose their temper, people are on the edge of getting angry, they are on the edge of getting mad all the time with anger. So we will discuss this, but separately, in just a passing reference at the moment. Now, as for external environment and its impact is concerned, the first thing that we've come to know is, and come to realize is, that if the environment becomes very hostile, then you must move away from that hostile environment. Now, we have two examples from the Sunnah of the Prophet. First of all, he migrated from Makkah to Medina, and he also sent his close cousin or relative, Hazrat Jafre Tayyar, to Ethiopia, to the court of Najashi. So there are two kinds of migration. You either move from one city to another city, or you move from one country to another country. So if the pressures are too much as far as the environment is concerned, then you may think of migrating from one place to another, from one city to another, or from one country to another. People seek asylum outside, political asylum, and so on and so forth. But we are not talking about that extreme. Now, the tension comes in other areas like work environment. If the work environment is such that you do not feel satisfied, you do not feel an uplift, and you are just drudging and you are just working like a slave or just like a mule or a donkey, and you do not find some job satisfaction. So that environment has to be changed. So go in for that job which gives you satisfaction. If you get frustrated because the school going children, you have children who have to go to school and they have to go to after covering a distance of some 10-15 kilometers, and there are traffic jams and you feel annoyed because of that, it is impacting you negatively, then choose a school which is close by, because in Finland they say that which is the best school, they say the neighborhood school, because they're wise and intelligent. They know that why should one uh, spend so much of time, you see, flying between one place to another. So that is another thing. Try to secure some time for yourself. If you are a housewife and you're all the time committed doing one chore or the other, and you do not find time for yourself where you can sit down and pursue your own interests, then try to secure some time for yourself. Because if you get too much involved in the work of others and you do not get time for yourself, to meditate, to reflect, or to enjoy certain things, or to pursue some things of your interest, like painting or drawing or listening to music, then try to secure some time for yourself. Avoid bullies in your life. Some bullies are unavoidable. If you are a woman and you come across a bad husband, well, you have to bear up with that, unless you see you live in the West where you get a divorce very quickly. But here in the East, it is difficult, so you have to live it with it. But then be patient, see what strategies you can evolve to avoid, you see, upheavals in your life. And do not allow people or circumstances to obstruct your creativity. Sometimes your very close relatives become a source of irritation and annoyance for you, and they become jealous of you and they snub you and they do not let your potential grow. Then devise some strategies, but do not allow them to, you see, invade your um, privacy, and do not allow them to really take what is good in you and fill you with bitterness. Don't allow them to do that, because we discussed it in that part which was in inner environment, that you have to maintain a composure. You have to remain calm so that all the 50 trillion cells of your body are enjoying, you see, an environment which is pleasant. But naturally, that environment will be affected by all that is coming from outside. So you have to tackle the situation intelligently. Then pleasantness of the mind can be ensured by being grateful. And once you are happily engaged in work, that also gives you an uplift. And then align yourself with the cause and team up. If you think you cannot work alone, then join some group which is doing some good community service, or which is doing something for the betterment of everyone. So that thing should be there. Remove boredom from your dictionary. The word boredom from your dictionary, because most of the time we feel lethargic and we feel lazy because we think that we are getting bored. Well, engage yourself in some work, do some exercise, play some music, dance to the tune of the music, carry out some exercise, uh, um, read a book, listen to some lecture which is motivating, and then get out of the habit of always moping about your deficiencies and about your defects and about your issues. Try to become a problem solver, because most of us have the tendency of just thinking over the problem, and we are caught up in a whirlpool, and we keep on thinking and thinking and thinking and do not come to the solution part of it. Then when you feel very disturbed, then appreciate nature, go out for a change. If you can't migrate from one city to the other, or you can't emigrate from your own land to some other country, at least Go out for a walk, appreciate nature, but do not appreciate nature when it is mm, the weather is oppressive and the air is suffocating. Then don't go for appreciating nature when the weather is fine in the evening or in the morning when the cool breeze or wind is blowing. Then go out and appreciate nature. Don't force yourself to do something. Just try to be pleasant in your mind. All right. So be one with nature. Nature has inspired many people to write poetry, to compose poetry, to feel cheerful, feel the wind blowing on your body, feel the look at the greenery, admire the greenery, be in an appreciative mood, and it will cheer you up. So we were talking about these external impediments to pleasantness. Facing them is an uphill task. It is not a very easy task because it depends on the kind of challenges that you are. But be persevering because much can be accomplished if one is persevering. And do not give up hope or struggle. You will be successful if you are a true believer. This is the saying of the Quran that وَلَا تَهِنُوا وَلَا تَحْزَنُوا وَأَنْتُمُ الْأَعْلَوْنَ إِن كُنتُم مُؤْمِنِينَ. And that is, do not give up hope, do not despair, keep on putting in your best, and you will be successful if you are a true believer. Sometimes the problems take time and it may take years to overcome certain problems. But then at least try to be composed and keep on putting in effort to change yourself. And also remember what is given in the Quran, Nasrum minallahi wa fatun kareeb. Nasrum minallahi wa fatun kareeb. Allah's help and victory is near. So wish you all the best. God bless you. Thank you very much.